Mother's Day is coming up, so we're talking mom tropes, digging through the good, the bad, and the ugly of mom characters. Hey all, and welcome to my vlog. My name is Erin, and this is Trope or Nope. Typically, we talk about tropes that show up in love stories and the romance genre, but since Mother's Day is coming up, we're going to talk mom tropes. Before we get started, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and ring that bell so you always know when a new video is uploaded. We're going to talk about 3 tropes today: the mama bear, the missing mom, and the my beloved sMother. Number 1, the mama bear. What is the mama bear trope? The mama bear trope is a state of being that is invoked whenever her children are in danger. This is a character you don't want to piss off because the mama bear can take on multiple roles, such as the almighty mom, the one mom army, the team mom, etc., to destroy anything that threatens her babies. For some context, the almighty mom might be outclassed in every possible way, but that will not stop her from grinding someone into the dirt by the sheer force of her iron will. The team mom is a mother figure to a group, usually sweet and kind and competent, until you threaten her friends or piss her off, and then she will mow you down. And the one mom army will take down literal armies by the sheer power of her momness. Whatever form the mama bear takes, you can bet your ass you have seen her in media. A great example that most people will have seen is Molly Weasley, especially when Bellatrix comes for Ginny. "Not my daughter, you bitch," is the echoing cry of the mama bear. Why do people like it? I don't know about you, but seeing an all-powerful being shrink under the ire of the mama bear really tickles me. It's also a fun time to see women tap into their primal power, shed every societal expectation of gentility, and just hammer the shit out of the bad guys. It's fun to play with the dichotomies of this trope because the mom characters typically don't have to shed any of the aspects of femininity in order to be a badass. She can still be a doting mother who takes excellent care of her family, but she knows when to take a stand and is not afraid to fight rough and dirty to protect what's important to her. In a lot of media representation, women typically become hyper-masculine and violent in order to be a badass, but the mama bear doesn't necessarily even need violence to do her protecting. The mama bear can use her words, her wit, and her weapons to make things happen, and we stan a well-rounded lady. Why might it suck? If the mama bear is not a genuinely good mother and person, then this can lead to controlling, intrusive, and abusive behaviors with no one willing to stand up to them. The mama bear can very easily slip into the mother knows best territory and completely inhibit the growth of her children. A lot of people have touchy relationships with their mothers, so this can hit especially hard. If the mama bear character is not the MC, then they can easily undermine their child's authority, damage their relationships, and wreak general havoc in a way that you are definitely going to have to manage if you want your MC to maintain any kind of authority. Number 2, the missing mom. What is the missing mom trope? Maybe she's fridged. Maybe she's kidnapped. Who knows? All we know is she is not in the picture. How this fucks up your main character will depend on the story, the characters, and what kind of relationship they had with their mom. If the mom died in childbirth, there may always be questions about what could have been. If the mom willingly abandoned her kids, then your MC is probably going to have some personal issues and harbor a little bit of resentment over that. This trope was extremely common in the 70s and 80s to reflect single-parent households during the rise of divorce, but instead of actually mentioning the divorce, a lot of times they would just off one of the parents and roll with that. Full House left a single dad with 3 daughters. Rugrats left a single father with a young son. And Boy Meets World had Sean abandoned by both parents on multiple occasions. Why do people like it? It is pretty darn common for writers to just remove a parent or two for the sake of simplicity. You can be super flexible about what your MC does if they don't have a mother hen worrying over them. It also works well because depending on the situation, you can dump a buttload of emotional issues on top of your MC. It's not uncommon for people to be lacking a maternal figure in their lives, whether this is from a divorce or the parent has passed or some other reason. Parental issues are always going to make characters more relatable to your readers. Why might it suck? Sometimes the removal of a parent is pure laziness on the part of the writer. If the mom is missing for a reason, that's different, but if you're removing them simply to make things easier on yourself, that could negatively impact your story. A lot of this will depend on the handling, because you can't just have a missing parent and not have it affect your MC at all. Also, if you're deleting a mom from the picture, it's highly recommended that you don't fridge her, because killing women to give men motivation is not a good look. Number 3, my beloved smother. What is the my beloved smother trope? The smother is a mother who is incessantly involved in the lives of her children, regardless of how old those children might be. They have a variety of tactics to manipulate their children, and if those children ever try and develop a spine and push back, they're going to be met with a massive guilt trip. The name of this trope comes from The Simpsons, particularly Principal Skinner's relationship with his mother Agnes. Other popular examples of this trope are Lois from Malcolm in the Middle, Marie from Everybody Loves Raymond, and Liza from Game of Thrones. What do people like about it? I think this trope can be pretty relatable to a lot of people, and people like relatable characters and stories. It can be really satisfying both to see the child characters develop a spine and strike out on their own, and for the mother characters to realize the error of their ways. Obviously, that doesn't always happen, but when it does, I am here for it. Personal growth in characters is my favorite. Why might it suck? While the smother might not always be malicious, it is always damaging. If the writer is not taking into consideration the long-standing, emotionally crippling effect of the smother, then they are doing their characters and their story a huge disservice. Additionally, the smother character can be annoying as fuck and a very frustrating experience for readers and characters, especially if the characters are grown-ass adults. There was rarely an episode of Everybody Loves Raymond that passed where I did not want the leads to split up because he was so under the thumb of his smother. When characters never stand up to the smother, it is not enjoyable for me to experience. I understand that in reality it is very difficult to do, but in fiction I want to see it happen sometimes. I want to see that triumph, and when I don't get it by the end of the story, I get a little cranky. Moms in stories fill all kinds of roles, and there is no shortage of characters and archetypes for you to play with. Be creative. There are tons more mom tropes to explore, both good and bad. Use them to build yourself some unforgettable mother characters. So that is all I've got for you today. Thank you so much for watching. Happy Mother's Day to all of the parents out there. And please let me know what your favorite or most hated mom tropes are in the comments below. All of my books, Heart and Soul, Olympian Confessions, Hades and Persephone, and Olympian Confessions, HERA, are on sale right now. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe if you'd like to be notified as soon as I upload, then ring that bell. All my social media links will be in the description below, and I will see you all next week with another video. Bye!